but I am just quickly here to, well, not quickly, but I'm here to explain kind of how my system works, if anybody wants to use it. So I wanted to create a moveset that both has kind of burnouts and like physical combat, because I want to make an Inumaki moveset, because, well, there's some good Inumaki movesets, but either they don't use like physical combat or they infuse it with the curse speech, which is kind of hard to use. And I don't want that. I want you to be able to have variety. So I made a system. So cough medicine system, a physical combat system, and how that would work in a move. So I'm gonna explain the curse speech first, and then I'll explain I'll explain the medicine tags first, and I'll explain the physical tags. So with the medicine tags, how it would work is, I need to delete this. But how it would work is when you spawn in, usually you don't have a tag on you, right? Even if you, like, when you die, you don't have a tag on you either, unless you make a like separate move. So like where you spawn in, it has a tag on you, which I might just do, but I'm not going to do that. What basically would happen is when you first press your R special, so let me do it, that would happen. And that would happen because it would play these animations. And that's because it would add a value of 1. Or, well, just because none of these worked. So how this works is you would need a certain value. Value is basically just a number you have added to you, or maybe subtracted from you. Either or. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, which means I have a total of 4 stages. So 4 stages of default, 1, 2, and 3. So this is 0, 1, 2, and 3. 4 is my max. So it would add this, and once you use your R special again, it'd check for that 1. So 1 is right here. It'd go to branch 1. This branch 1 would play the same animations, but what it would do is it'd add another tag, or another value. And that would check for 2. It would go to 2. It'd add another one. It'd go to 3. And obviously all of these link to their corresponding number, but that's not what I'm trying to explain right now. I'm trying to explain tags and kind of how this works. In 3, it would check for 3, and it'd go to branch 3. And once you add 1 more, it'd check for 4. You can go to branch 4. 4, it would be your max, and branch 4 would be your max. So when you press special at max, it'd do something else other than what you would have here for all your other branches. For this, because Inumaki movesets usually like take away health when you use curse speech, or you just kind of get damaged over time, and it's kind of a really bad cross between when your cough medicine heals you. So what I wanted to do is, if you have your cough medicine at max and you're damaged, like, you know, you're hurting, you would heal instead of taking more cough medicine. And obviously it would look like that. I don't have a sound for it yet. I might have one. But that's how that would work, right? And obviously take 1 away and it'll go back to like 3. I don't know why I can't click on this. There we go. So take 1 away and it'll go back to 3. Take 2 away when you have 4 and it'll go back to 2. That's how that would work, okay? So now I'll explain the physical part of it. So physical is kind of, you want to switch variants, right? So what I did is physical tag right here, the check system that I explained earlier in not this one, this, where it would check for if you had the number or not. This, I feel like you shouldn't add value for it. You can if you want, but basically this would, when you first use the move, it would add 1, so it would add, but it would still play out the physical part of it, because when you have 1, obviously it's gonna check for physical. If that physical is there, it will go to the physical branch you want. But when you go into it, if you have physical on, what it would do is it would go to your other branch and it would set it to 0. Set overrides any number you have. So say you had 5 and you set it to 0, you would be at 0. It wouldn't like take or subtract. And it would play, watch, crispy. It would play your other variant. Basically, how this would work is you have 1 and it would detect that 1, and that would change you to your other branch. Your other branch would take that 1 away, or well, set the value to something else, and it will play whatever you have in there. Or you don't need to play anything at all. You can add more if you want. But basically, you can just keep playing it however you want. Just kind of test out the move set. And how these two correlate, both the medicine and the physical, because obviously it's a little complex, but anybody can learn it. I think anybody can do anything. So what I've been doing is I've been practicing, kind of testing on how it would work, and this is what I got for it to work properly, right? So this branch, if all of this fails, if you don't have any medicine, if you don't have physical on, because physical wouldn't require the medicine, right? Because you're not using curved speech. What it would do is it would ignore all these because you don't have any of these numbers. You don't have physical 1, or you don't have medicine 4, 3, 2, or 1. And it would go to this. This is basically what I would call the burnout branch, where it would not work at all. You could, if you want, make another branch and add a kind of a branch thing here. So like when it fails all this, it would just automatically go to the other branch for burnout. But I'm not going to do that because it's kind of useless. But if you do have one of these, or maybe a physical, so say you had a physical value of 1, so basically you have physical on, right? Because you can't have physical with cursed speech on, because it takes it away, as I explained earlier. It would go to the physical branch, which is 2, which is what I made 2. And obviously you want some sort of indicator of which branch you're on, otherwise you're just going to be really confused. And basically, for medicine, how it would work is when you add 1, you have a value of 1, right? But if you add another 1 and it still checks for 1, it would kind of fail that check, so it'd keep on going. But if you add 1, 2, 3, 4, or how many numbers you have in that check, or in that value, it will check for that value and it'll succeed. So then it'll go to the branch it's linked to. Like all of these are linked to branch 1, because obviously I don't want 4 different variants. This is the cursed speech branch. So I will give a quick display of how it would work. So I don't have anything on right now, so it would show the fail variant. But if I take 1, it'd play the cursed speech variant. But if I take 2, I can use it 2 times, but after that I can't use it again. And when I use this physical variant, it will play the physical branch.